All right, so here we are in the top right-hand corner of Daybreak. We have our blue Protoss player hailing from Team OGS. He is Vines. His opponent in the bottom left-hand corner from Mouse Sports, a winner of 2 games in a row now. That is HasuObs.
Yep. HasuObs versus Vines. PvP here. You know what Vines' favorite Pokemon is?
What's that?
Tangela.
Tangela?
Tangela is like a big ball of vines. I'm pretty sure that's the name.
I think so.
I think it was.
Yeah. You would have to ask my wife on that. You know how much she is into Pokemon. So.
I have seen that, yes.
The Pokemans, as some have called them.
I have a confession to make. I used to play the Pokemon card game. I did. See, here's the situation, right? I was the only child who was old enough to drive, so I had to drive all my younger siblings to the card store to play in their Pokemon card game tournaments.
Sure.
So I'm like, well, I'm here anyway. So I just started playing. I started getting into it. Suddenly I found myself the gym leader of the card store. Where kids
That's
had to,
awesome, though.
They had to play me to get their little badge thing. And I liked making them cry. They never got their badges. No, they did. I was a nice gym leader.
I have a less cool but more entrepreneurial Pokemon card story. I was in middle school when they were popular, well, young middle school. I got a starter deck for my aunt, and I was pretty good at trading cards. I was like, oh, you need this flashy foil card that I don't care about? I'll take this more valuable Japanese card off of you. And I was in like 6th, 7th grade at the time. Traded up, eventually sold that deck for $100. And when you're in 7th grade, $100, man, you pretty much felt like you just made $1 million.
It's like winning the lottery, man.
Yeah.
At that age?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I was pretty pumped about it. So
yeah, dude.
That's my only Pokemon card story.
It's a good story. I was riveted.
Thank you.
I want to buy the rights. And
do you?
Yeah.
Well, just so happens they're available
channel.
for $100. Because that still feels like a huge amount of money to me. Anyway. All right. Well, Vines is going to get a pretty good scout on his opponent there. And he has an annoying little probe back at his base as well. So both players have clear indication of what the other is up to. HasuObs waited on his second pylon for a little bit longer than his opponent. But that's really the only difference thus far.
Yep. Now, we'll have to see what these guys plan to do. I mean, the base okay. So there is going to be a second gas right away for HasuObs, and
he's doing that annoying little thing.
That one, yeah, blocking the gas. But Vines doesn't seem to be interested in tanking it right now. He's Chrono boosting Warp Gate research. He's got a Stalker on the way as well, and either he's going to have a very late second gas here, or he's just not going to get one.
I found a way around that gas block, though. If you have something right there so that your opponent can't actually put down any gas, you can actually take a pylon that's actually off-screen when that's in the dark and queue that up on top of it, and it will actually run through and bypass that and throw it on there. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, kind of an interesting little... I don't think I described that terribly well.
Do you do the pylon first, or do you do the...
I'm sorry, not the pylon, you throw the assimilator on there, so... Yeah, you got to throw it in from the. As long as this is partially in shadow, you can pull that off. So.
Oh.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. Kind of weird thing. So.
Okay.
So I was going through and.
So like the game doesn't register that the probe is there if it's sort of partially.
Yeah, if it's partially in the shadow or something like that, just an interesting little bug. But right. Zealot's got to watch out because these stalkers looking for a little bit of. Zealot kill there, and they're going to be able to get it.
He is. Vine's going to be losing that Zealot early on.
Mm-hmm.
Never want to lose those very early units as Protoss, because now all he has is one Stalker and a Twilight Council on the way as well. So it is going to be some 3-gate blink play from Vines. Meanwhile, back at the base of HasuObs, 3 gates for him as well, but 2 gas. So I think we're going to see a 3-gate expand, maybe.
Maybe Robo in a bit? I'm actually not sure.
Well, expand builds are really popular in PvP. Oh, some Stalkers coming to the base of Vines.
Oh, you're absolutely right. It looks like he's a little more concerned about getting in and trying to do some damage. Vines is just waiting for a warp-in cycle. HasuObs sees all of those ready to go. And, Vines trying to warp around so we can get some extra damage done. We'll take a look at HasuObs' vision. He has not seen the Twilight Council yet.
All right, good building positioning there by Vines to keep that hidden. But Blink is on the way now. And, yeah, there's the Robo from HasuObs, so he is going to go ahead and maybe make an Observer to see what his opponent is up to. Maybe make an Immortal right away just to kind of stay safe, because he did see all those Stalkers come out. So might be good to just go ahead and go with the Immortal right away.
We'll see what path he goes down here in a bit. as that Robo's still got about, what, 30 seconds left? Yep.
It's got a little bit of time, yeah.
Give or take. Oh, an
middle of the
engagement
map.
in the middle here as we have HasuObs actually just wanted to go ahead and press through and try and kill those units. I don't think he suffered a loss of a stalker there, and he's going to catch more off guard.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Vines.
Man. Vines is really starting to get behind here. He's already 7 supply down, which in PvP is a lot. Nice micro by HasuObs, by the way. Oh, wow. All right, so this is going well for HasuObs, but Vines is starting to warp some units in now, so this may change. He will have Blink as well, so that'll give him a big advantage. If he's able to catch HasuObs out in the middle of the map and have Blink, he will totally retake the lead.
Well, let's see here as there's the expansion just started. So
Yep.
It's got quite a while before it finishes up. There is an observer coming up, first of all, from the Robo. No Immortal quite yet. Vines starting to press just a little bit more as well. Our first Immortal has been started now for HasuObs. Is it being chrono boosted? It is. So it'll be here momentarily. And Vines is already pushing up to the front, though, and I think that's going to have to be canceled. Oh, he's just going to try and bypass this, but it looks like HasuObs is more concerned with just force fielding him out of his main.
Yep, Immortal on the way now, and so there is that observer there for HasuObs, so he's going to be able to keep an eye on things at least.
And let's see if that Immortal sitting there, though, especially off to the side or just being able to get an advantageous angle will be good for him. But Vines is going to try and make his way up. Guardian Shield goes down. That Immortal already inflicting quite a bit of damage, showing its strength as that Stalker's down to 1 hit point. Yeah,
now Vines isn't going to be able to really break in here, I don't think. It doesn't really look like he's going to. He's going to kill that supply depot out of frustration and then just kind of expand behind this. So yeah, just kind of keeping some pressure on his opponent, trying to get that that economic lead. But with 2 Immortals, HasuObs could probably push down the ramp here and try to expand again.
He's got a 3rd coming out as well, so
Vines already on his way out.
Make a very big. Oh, he's actually adding a 4th gate as well, but now it looks like he's going to expand afterwards. He has the resources for it if he wanted to, and there it is. So an expansion coming out of him. It is roughly 70 seconds earlier. 70 seconds later. I apologize, 90-minute games will wreck you. And Vines, says no thank you, blinks out of there and running back home.
Yep. All right, so a Robo going up now for Vines. HasuObs got a really good look at his base. He knows economically that he is behind, but with 3 Immortals, he's also very safe right now too. So I'm wondering if we're going to see one of these guys go for Robotech pretty soon here.
And HasuObs has just too much firepower sitting in those Immortals, so he backs up Vines for a little bit. Vines just being diligent about poking away at these destructible debris, though. 61 supply to 68 at the moment. HasuObs with an advantage, also up on Worker, so that's going to help him mitigate that time he was behind in putting up his Nexus.
Yeah, he'll be able to transfer some and get some good saturation pretty quickly with it. But overall, I mean, he's a little bit behind. Still has a good supply lead, but economy-wise, he's still a little bit behind. Making that Warp Prism, though, I do like that. HasuObs is one of the players out there who's pretty good with Warp Prisms in nearly all matchups. So I'm not surprised to see him go for that.
Yeah.
Oh, Dark Shrine for Vines. Interesting.
Ooh, he already knows there's a Robo up, too. So
yeah, it is an interesting choice, given that he knows his opponent went Robo before everything, and he's got to have some observers out, maybe even seeing that Dark Shrine right now.
Let's see. Let's actually take a look at his vision. Okay, he's not been inside of the base in a while, and I think that's HasuObs' only observer at the moment. Indeed it is.
Yeah. He's been having to make Immortals to stay safe. Yeah. So maybe he can sneak some DTs into the base of HasuObs, but if he doesn't do damage with these Dark Templar, HasuObs is going to have a really nice advantage as far as like army goes and everything like that. So Vines is taking a big risk by making these Dark Templar.
And HasuObs is going to have his own blink here in just a second. And look at that, HasuObs. He reveals the Warp Prism. He does get a cancel on the pylon on the left-hand side. It's going to prevent Dark Templar from getting to his base a lot quicker. Looks like Vines is trying to come back with another probe, but he may get found out here in a bit. No, it looks like HasuObs just picking up with some Zealots and getting away.
Yep. It's a pretty scary push coming across the map with those 4 Immortals, man. I mean, that is a ton of damage. Those Stalkers are not going to stand a chance against them.
And he picked off his opponent's Observer as well, so a nice little benefit for him. So, and the destructible debris are going to fall down pretty quick underneath the might of 4 Immortals. Pretty staggering damage output there, and there the destructible debris go. And we'll see if he tries to make his way up the ramp. Look at that, Vines already throwing down a couple of force fields there because the DTs are running through into HasuObs' natural.
And I don't think he's got any detection in here. I think the observer is on the other side of the map, so this could be exactly what Vines wanted.
All right, well, he's going to make his way through, and these 3 DTs are going to start going to work. Looks like on the Robo to start.
That is a great idea. Yeah, just take away any option for detection. And look at that, trying to chrono boost out of observer. It might not get out in time. Here's the big fight. Great concave for HasuObs, blinking in to go after those stalkers. A huge, huge army advantage for HasuObs, but the DTs back in his base are doing a ton of damage.
Yes, they are. And HasuObs just lost his observer at the very beginning of this fight.
Yes,
Vines actually targeted it out, so these DTs are actually sitting in unopposed and doing huge amounts of damage to the stalkers.
Wow, so we might have ourselves a base trade situation in this game. This is just crazy. HasuObs with a giant army, but Vines has the Dark Templar advantage, which means he can basically kill every single unit that HasuObs has.
Yeah, this is just crazy, though. So let's see what's going to happen here. As it looks like already HasuObs has moved his probes to this side of the map, and it looks like finally the stalkers are getting pinned in by Dark Templar. Look how many Dark Templar are sitting there.
HasuObs is actually proxying a Robo, too.
Yes, he is, down at the bottom.
Needs to get an observer out.
Yep.
Before he loses too much of the DTs.
Absolutely does. He is at a disadvantage in overall supply, of course. There are 10 DTs on the field.
He sees the Robo. Okay, so he knows there's another Robo coming out. Those DTs are going to be able to, cause the cancel right there. Yeah. So HasuObs is going to need to find another place to warp in. A robotics bay, apparently.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try... Oh, he's got another one down here at the bottom right-hand corner, but there's enough DTs. I imagine Vines is just going to spread those out.
Yeah, I don't think HasuObs is going to win this one. I mean, he would have to get so lucky to be able to get a Robo completed and get the observer up there to handle these DTs and to keep his stalkers alive.
Yeah, that's a hard task when there's that much DPS sitting in those stalkers. That's I'm sorry,
those DTs are fast, man.
I was going to say, yeah, slow as the stalk. Slow as the DTs might be. They are fast, yes, and they will eventually catch up, but...
they're fast. They're running as fast as stalkers are.
Mm-hmm. With the blink, though, there's a little bit of an advantage for HasuObs in that regard. He'll need to blink out. There he goes. Chasing away a stalker of his opponents as well.
Yep.
And it looks like the Robo was found out down at the bottom right-hand corner. Do we have another one coming up? Yes, we do. But found out.
Every time he has to cancel that Robo, too, that is going to be a problem for him. So...
And does he even have enough gas to put up a Robo and an observer afterwards?
No, I don't believe he... Well, I don't know. I'm not good at math, so I couldn't tell you for sure. But no, I don't believe he does. Isn't it 100 gas for the Robo?
It's I don't play Protoss, it's 100 gas for the Robo, and then it's 75 gas for the observer, right?
It's
25, 75?
To make an observer anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah, so HasuObs definitely lost his game. Here's the thing, though. If HasuObs can actually just micro around enough to pick off all the buildings with the stalkers, he could still, in theory, win. But... that's a tall order.
Yeah. Just confirming, because anytime I say something like that, I doubt myself. But yes, 100 gas for the Robo, 75 gas for the Observer after that. And these Dark Templar, they can just go after the pylons. I mean, yeah, whatever HasuObs can think about doing right now, it's not going to be quick enough.
Yeah, well, if I were HasuObs, I would just be out there trying to put pylons in places that would not be found easily. I mean, he's revealed, so it really doesn't matter.
Right.
So I would just put pylons in my opponent's base and then try to micro well enough to kill their buildings and keep my stalkers alive. I mean... I think that would be his best bet, but he's just kind of walking around instead.
He's down to his last few buildings here now. I mean, and his opponent is rebuilding, so...
yeah.
I mean, he's got a few probes, a few more coming up as well, queuing them up one after another, and he's got a couple of Archons morphing in as well.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think there's really any way that Vines can lose this game at this point.
Well, we'll see. HasuObs still hanging in this. A valiant effort from him, I've got to say. I mean, he wins a ridiculously and absurdly long game. It's the longest game I've ever casted, by far. And there it is, GG. And so congratulations to Vines as he evens up the set 2-2. But HasuObs, he takes that long game. He takes another game as well. Puts Mouz at least on good footing, and it's all tied up through 4 games.
Yeah.